Well, hey, you know what? Welcome back. You know, it's time for another season, and I have to tell you, I'm really looking forward to it, and so are our players. I think that it was we went on a little bit of a stretch last year, ended on a decent note with a 8-game winning streak, and then lost a couple heartbreakers. And I'm going to be very frank with you, those heartbreakers still break the heart. But I do know that our players have that little taste of what happened, and we know that we don't want to have that taste at the end of this season. I'll tell you, I have 15 players. It's the first time, I think, in my career I've had 15 players on a full ride, and all of them are competing very, very hard. We're a little different than the guys. I think, you know, we've already had 7 practices. We started October 1st. We have 40 days before our first game, which is against Bradley. We can practice 30 out of those 40. So we've been getting after it, and I've been pleased with the competitiveness that we have. I think that this is a very, we have an athletic team. We have experience back. And there's no substitute for experience. There's no substitute for quickness. We have that. There's no substitute for size. And I like the size that we have. I can play a lot of different lineups on the floor. I have maybe 5 or 6 players that are very versatile, that can play. Brandy Baker is a returning senior for us. She can go 1 through 5. I've got some other players that can go 2 through 4. So I'm really looking forward to it. We have a very tough and demanding schedule. And I hope I have all my hair by the time we open against Toledo, at Toledo. But I'll tell you what, I do know with this team, they want the competitiveness. They know we have to play some very good basketball teams if we want to be cutting down nets in the McGurk. And that's not going to be easy, because every team in the MAC wants to cut down nets. Every team in the MAC wants to get to the tournament. Every team in the MAC knows you have to win the MAC tournament. We know that. We are 1.5 seconds away from doing it. So I do know that every day that I come into practice, I know it's going to be a bloodbath, and so do those players. And I've said, this is a team, you don't want to be injured on this team. You don't want to be sick on this team, because somebody else is getting reps. And I think with the way that we want to play, I would like to play a lot of people. Last year, we've had 10 players that averaged double-digit minutes for us. Of those 10, 9 are back. And we have some good incoming freshmen that are going to get time for us. We have Jessica Schroll, who transferred in. She is going to get time for us. So I'm really looking forward to, actually our maroon and gold game is on the 21st. We have 2 close scrimmages, and then we go on the road and we play at Bradley and we play at Northwestern. And we lost to both of those teams last year. So, you know, I think that we know what we have to do, and I just know that every day that I come into practice, most times I'm pretty happy when I'm leaving practice. You know, Dave, and I said this last spring when Coach McGraw decided that, yes, we could do a home and home, and we could start here. And I think that's great. You know, I appreciate the fact that she's going to bring her team here, that they are the national runner-up. I know that it's going to be, our players are really looking forward to it, you know, but we do have games before Notre Dame. And then for Green Bay, I will tell you this. I ran into Kevin Borseth on the road this past summer, and we had already made this deal with Matt, who's now at Illinois. Because they were having trouble getting teams to Green Bay. We have all kinds of trouble getting people here into the McGurk. So Matt had done that. Green Bay had done that with Toledo. So I said, hey, Matt, let's give it a go. Let's do a home and home. You know it's going to be 2 very good basketball teams going at each other. And he goes, Sue, why not? We had the dates all set up, and I said to Kevin, I go, hey, how about that? We're finally going to play each other. And he was not a happy camper. So, but you know what? Green Bay is a really good team. Well, I think, Jim, we had 4 new freshmen last year, and it was difficult. And 3 of the freshmen played a lot. And I mean, let's keep it real. Our chemistry wasn't great early. We got into conference play, and there wasn't, you know, of 16 conference games we played, we didn't have everybody for all 16. I thought that we finally got our mojo going, we finally got it going, and then, then OU came in and, it all fell apart, and it took us a minute to get it all back, and we finally did. So I think, by the time conference starts this year, I don't have issues with chemistry this year. I think our chemistry is really good. I think it's better off the floor than what it was at this time last year. I think it's really good on the floor, and I think by the time that we get to Toledo, we're going to have Jessica Schroll with us, because right now she cannot participate until I believe it's the Robert Morris game in December. But Jess will have been practicing with us right now, and I fully anticipate that we're going to have some very good chemistry by the time we get Toledo on TV. I'll start with Riri, Desiree Turner. And I was telling Coach Parfit upstairs, Riri is quick on quick. She is the quickest player that we have right now, and she's very, very good at getting to the basket. And in the type of offense that we run, that's exactly what we need. She has really improved on her three-point shot, which is another thing that we really need. What she needs to work on right now is still getting into the flow of our offense, because she does have the tendency to over-penetrate. And in this offense, you don't want to over-penetrate, because then they're up on you. But defensively, she's very quick. She gets her hands on a lot of balls. So I think she's going to get a fair amount of minutes for us. But then as far as Jessica Schroll, Jess has a tremendous work ethic, and she plays hard all the time. And she loves to defend. When she played in the Big 12, she usually defended the opponent's best offensive player. So she thrives on that. So I know, and she's going to be like she's going to be ready to get after it, because she gets after it every day in practice. So, by the time we get to Toledo, Nama Shafir is their point guard that's going to be coming back, and she's a great athlete, one of the best players in the Mid-American Conference. And, I know Jess is really looking forward to those type of matchups, but she brings it every day, and I pray to the NCAA that they can maybe change their decision as to when she'll be ready. And then when I watch us play, I'm telling you what, I have so many different lineups that I can play with, and I've been playing with it in practice, and especially when we go against our practice guys, because those guys are big and they're quick and they're fast. So to put in different lineups, it's been good for me to see. So, at least 10. At least 10.
Let's take one more question for Coach. Back to Bradford. Do you think she gained some maturity last year when she became the sixth man and kind of embraced her role, or sixth woman, I guess?
Nate, I'll tell you, she didn't want to be sixth player anymore. She wants to play. And, and I think that Crystal understands what she can do. She understands what she can do for our team. But more importantly, Nate, our team understands that. And that's why they're pushing her every day. They're helping her get along every day, making sure she knows what baseline out of bounds play we're running or what we're doing. So, I think she embraces the fact that she knows when we need a bucket, it's going to her. When we need a rebound, she better get it.